Hey everyone, Scott Lee from Elega Corporation here. I am the CEO of Elega Corporation, and welcome to the May 2018 update video. Today I have a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. So fortunately, the first many months of this year, a lot has gotten done, and that's awesome. So the first thing is I'm happy to announce that I have begun what I'm calling the Elega Environmental Initiative. And so what's happening is that every single quarter, or actually every single month really, Elega is now purchasing carbon offsets based on the amount of electricity that we burn and the amount of our carbon footprint on the environment. And we do that through an organization called the Bonneville Environmental Foundation. They are in the state of Oregon, and in their portfolio for carbon offsets, they have a lot of different facilities and forest preservation projects, and there's a wind farm in there, and all kinds of these types of things to reduce the amount of carbon output into the atmosphere. At this point, we are now purchasing enough that myself and my employee, we produce no effect on the environment from what we do here inside of Elega Corporation. Now, we don't quite do enough in carbon offsets to put off all of our own personal consumption, I don't think. This is part of an ongoing thing. So this is going to really be a way that Elega Corporation creates some really strong values around the environment and doing no harm based on what we do as a business. Over time, the goal is to find ways to increase the amount of carbon offsets. I would like to be very confidently a carbon negative company over time. But there's a lot of priorities, and I want to try and balance the environment with our priorities, right? But at the very least, I want all the output from the company to be neutral on the environment. So that's very important, and that's awesome that we've started doing that. There's going to be more to come, more updates on that front are on the way, but that has begun as of earlier this month. Another really great update is that Project EDU 3, also known as the third Pluralsight course, is now out. It's called Salesforce Process Builder Getting Started. This is now, again, the third course on Pluralsight that I have out there, and it is complementing very, very well Salesforce Workflow Getting Started. So guys, Workflow and Process Builder on Salesforce, they are like this. They're best friends. You really should not know one without the other. They are essential to know together and to have side by side. And then of course, I still have the very first course that I published on there, Getting Started with Asynchronous Apex on Force.com, which is still very, very relevant. If you are a Salesforce developer, especially if you're kind of a beginner but moving into that intermediate territory, that's the perfect course for you in that case. And logically, I am working on trying to have more on the way, more Salesforce courses, more learning content, and more ways to put lifelong learners into a better position as well. Some of you, especially those on the Elega Discord channel, which if you haven't joined it yet, please, what are you waiting for? Join it. The link for the permanent public invite is in the description, so go ahead and check that out. But for the rest of you on the Discord server, a lot of the people there are there because they are interested in me as a game developer, and so they want to know, what am I doing with video games? Well, unfortunately, I don't have many updates yet in that arena. I can tell you that Age of Nomads is still on hold. No major movement yet. Last month I did announce that I am contemplating releasing the game for free, possibly even as an open source project, so stay tuned for potential details on that. I still haven't fully made up my mind in that area because I've been very, very busy with Pluralsight, but I promise more updates are coming on Age of Nomads. Okay, so with the new Pluralsight course out of the way and the environmental initiative started and all this stuff, the direction of the company has changed so much. What else is going on? Well, you've heard me mention that I have an employee now. I'm going to tell you who that is finally. I'm working with Jacob Albrand. Okay, maybe for some of you that wasn't too difficult to guess. Some of you watching may not know who that is. Jacob Albrand is also known as indiejacob. He is a YouTuber, and he's also a fantastic graphic designer, audio video editor. He has great skills when it just comes to 2D media and sound and all those types of things. The guy's phenomenal. We're going to do great things together. We're going to continue doing great things together. He has been fantastic so far. That is all the praise I'm going to give him publicly right now. I'm not going to talk about him that much going forward. I wanted everyone to know out there that, yes, he's a new team member as a part of Elega now. We're doing awesome work. I'm very, very excited to have him on board. With the Pluralsight course out of the way, the latest one, I am getting back to Project Papa. Project Papa, I still can't announce any details on it. However, I am very, very excited about it. I'll also go ahead and let out some detail about it, that it involves writing code, which many of you already know, and there's been some graphic design work done for it. Beyond that, again, I can't really say, but I want everyone to know that that is coming along very quickly as well. And going into the rest of this month and the rest of this year, you know, Pluralsight is going to continue to be a very strong priority. Project Papa will be probably the very next thing in that priority, and there's a lot more to do. The research that is required to begin new projects is extensive, and I continue to be kind of open to whatever that next thing may be, and I continue thinking about it. I have to be very careful before starting a new project though, because anything that I do, it requires time and money, which you only ever have so much of, and it also needs to be something that I can see being like a major component in a company strategy. So, you know, I also want everyone to understand as they watch these videos and they watch this company evolve that Elega Corporation is not about me. It's not. It has never been just about my stuff. Elega is bigger than that. It's about much more than that. It's about improving the state of software and technology. It's about the core values like simplicity, energy, learning, independence. It's about these ideas, okay? It's about a love of science. It's about finding ways to make art and science work together and things like this, okay? These are profound ideas and concepts that I want all of the projects that we do to reflect. And so that's, you know, that's part of what the environmental initiative is about. That's part of what last month, whenever I was talking about spectroscopy and learning about physics and things like that, was about, because, you know, who knows what can happen when you combine software and science. I mean, there are already amazing things that have occurred, right? And so there's a part of me, and I would say a part of where this company is going, that wants to take part in that. And I think that it will. And video games, don't get me wrong, video games absolutely fit into that, because games are, to this day, an underappreciated medium, okay? Video games can do great things for humanity, and I don't think it is fully appreciated at this point. You know, game designers that I highly, highly respect, like Jonathan Blow, have pointed out accurately that games are just an astounding, amazing avenue for exploring different universes or different ways in which our universe works, or exploring space and time, exploring the way that the world works, and seeing what happens when we change bits and pieces of the rules for these things, and imagining new things, and imagining when we replace certain components of our lives with different things, what could happen. And so it's a very, very real thing with games to take what's inside your imagination and bring it to life. When you create something in a game world, you're creating a simulation, you're creating something that people interact with, you're creating an experience, but in my opinion, it goes even deeper than that. And many gamers don't like to think about this necessarily. You know, for them, it is more on a surface level where we just enjoy playing a racing game or playing a platformer and you know, getting along with the experience of the controls and the input and the dopamine reward on our brains and things like that whenever we accomplish new goals and pass levels. I think not enough people are thinking about what games are as an artistic medium, especially an artistic medium that brings more science and understanding and compassion to the world. I want this company to be exploring that type of an idea into the future, and I believe that it absolutely can. It can do so while making money. It can do so while providing outstanding customer service, quality products, all of that stuff. I think we're gonna do it all. And right now, it's all getting bootstrapped. You know, I'm not like opening this thing up to investors or anything like that, but it's growing organically on its own. It's growing with full creative control. And that, frankly, is just an absolute dream come true. And I'm enjoying every second of this while it lasts, and I hope that it's going to continue to last into the future. It is so unbelievably exciting. I just can't wait to tell you guys more. What's coming up in the world of like YouTube and in our creative content, and you know, actually getting more of like an entertainment type of thing going for an audience or for the World Wide Web as it stands. Well, I am working on some new YouTube content. One of those things is a question and answer series. I'm actually probably going to get done with this video and start on that today. The question and answer series will answer, you know, your questions about technology. It'll be somewhat similar to some previous videos that I've done here on the channel, but it's going to be a little more elaborate in the sense that I'm going to add a little bit of production value, and you know, I'm going to make it nice. Forget about this backdrop, by the way. This backdrop is I've redone things here in the office, and there's been reorganization happening here 4 or 5 times in a month in some cases. All right, so we're not going to have an empty shelf behind us when we do the Q&A series. So that's all I have for this update. I think that says a lot. You know, the company is alive. We have an employee now. Granted, we're both still doing this as a part-time thing, but I have 3 Pluralsight courses out there. You know, that's 3 real products. I got more on the way. I have a ton of stuff going on. There's updates to the website coming. There's YouTube content that's going to get created. There's more Pluralsight. There's Project Papa. It's busy, okay? So I can't afford to slow down for even a second because this train cannot be stopped. It is too exciting. The hype is out of control. I will talk to you soon.